Google Chrome.
Where-
Yeah, I found out it was an extension. Apparently, Roll20 doesn't like extensions.
Oh, good to know.
Good info.
Well, it didn't like that particular extension, at least. Alright, okay, we're live. So, let's do a recap of last session, and also, welcome back to Scamp.
Yeah.
Yay!
Everything's gonna be okay now. Scamp's back.
Yep. Honestly, 100% better already.
Steps is gonna kill her, and then it's gonna get bad again.
Alright, so you guys find yourselves on level 10 of Undermountain. Muriel's Gauntlet. Last session, you guys had been accosted by drow in this ancient drow fortress. You're surrounded and captured and brung before the matron mother of House of Rinda, Lonwelv of Rinda. However, Lonwelv didn't take you as prisoners, work you as slaves or anything like that. Instead, she parleyed with you all and requested very kindly that you dispose of Muriel, this mad aberration, this monstrosity, former apprentice of Hallister's that has been killing multiple drow. In fact, the very room which you stand now, you see at least 8 petrified drow, male drow and female drow warriors. Muriel told you that her forces have been spread thin. Not Muriel, sorry, Lonwelv. Lonwelv told you that her forces have been spread thin, and she's in the midst of a war. So she's looking for some able-bodied adventurers to just help her out. And she gave you guys a choice. You can help her out and destroy Muriel, or die. And unsurprisingly, you guys chose not to die. So you were allowed to stay in the infirmary until you're rested up, and then you were hastily escorted back to these abandoned sections of Muriel's Gauntlet. You'd made your way through fighting a gigantic statue of Lolth, animated itself, and you'd made your way back through these largely abandoned halls. And we ended the session with you all arriving in this large room that has the spider statue hanging upside down on the ceiling, with a bunch of petrified drow, well, very lifelike drow statues around you all, and also a statue of Nox in the center of the room. And in Nox's stony hand is a piece of parchment sticking out.
Go grab it.
I do think somebody needs to.
I will.
It's just kind of crunched up a little bit. Scrunched up, sticking out of his hand. It's a single piece of parchment. It's kind of rolled up a bit.
I guess Pavel would go hesitantly and pick it up and unfurl it and read it.
Alright, the second you pull it out of Nox's petrified hand, the entire statue of Nox falls apart, crumbling into myriad pieces all over the floor. A bit of dust is kicked up into the air, obscuring the area for a brief moment. And as the dust settles and clears, you see standing there Scamp.
Scamp?
Oh, you know her.
Hello?
Is that really you?
I think. I don't know how I got here.
Well, what is the last thing you do remember?
Oh, what's the last thing I remember?
The last thing you remember is being in Dweemacore and Halaster appearing next to you, teleporting you away. The
I
next thing
rush
you
in,
know, you're here
start hugging her and start crying.
in this this very foreboding-looking room, Scamp. All right, suddenly you hear something invisible coming towards you, Scamp.
Brew's gonna don his shield.
Okay, everyone's gearing up to fight.
Just yeah.
I'm not attacking Scamp.
No, I'm just gonna do that right now before I forget.
Pavel's just gonna look shocked, happy that Scamp's back, but at the same time sad that the statue of Nox just kind of crumpled up. And yeah, this is a weird set of emotions.
So, looking around you, Scamp, you notice obviously all of your allies, old and new, and you're in a very large room. It has a vaulted 40-foot high ceiling, and directly above you, clinging to the ceiling, is a 20-foot diameter, upside down stone spider that resembles a giant tarantula. The walls and the floor all have a light lavender hue to them, and there are spiderweb patterns carved into all the surrounding walls as well. It very much feels like a drow fortress that you're in. And yeah, you have just basically become conscious, and you just find yourself surrounded in some rocks, a bit of rubble.
Scamp, I'm real glad to see you were alive here. I thought we lost you. First there was you, and then we lost Nox, but I'm really glad that...
What do you mean you lost Nox?
We got some bad news.
Well, Nox fell in battle.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you have a piece of him? I can reincarnate.
No.
Unfortunately, no. The thing that killed him turned him into an
That's
undead.
awful.
Technically, you do have a piece of him. So make a deception check. No, I'm joking.
It turned him into an undead. And, well, at that point, we need very powerful magic to bring him back. Something that is beyond any of us at this point, I'm afraid.
So Scamp will probably not necessarily believe that at first because she's just reappeared and everything. But after looking around for a while and realizing Dagger's crying on her shoulder, it'll kind of set in, and then she'll start crying too and just hug Dagger for a bit.
He fought bravely.
Dagger's also invisible. So
I'm hugging air.
yeah. There's just
Looks like you're practicing hugging something.
you think maybe there's a leak in the roof or something. Bit of water dripping down on you from above. Or maybe not from above. From the side.
Darius will take a step forward. Dagger, I know that at least I cannot see you. It's time and place. Greetings, I'm Darius. I've come seeking you all to for assistance, and in a manner been roped into this as well. We should get a move on.
I'm Scamp. Thank you for helping them while I'm gone, I guess. Usually people seeking us down here don't mean us well.
You have nothing to be frightened of me.
At this
So, Scamp,
moment, Pavel, you've finished reading the letter, sorry, and you're probably going to want to bring this letter to everyone's attention. It's actually from Hallister, and what it says is not very nice. Thanks for the magic items, Nox. Thanks for providing much needed entertainment for my old apprentice as well. I am sick of you squirming little adventurers, descending into Undermountain and treating it like your playground. Make no mistake, we're not allies or friends. You are my toys, and I will hit my toys together and make them go boom! Spread the word to all in Waterdeep. Hallister Blackcloak is alive. Enter my lair and spell doom for yourself. But don't worry, I have plenty in store for those on the surface that would like some entertainment too. Come deeper, I dare you. Try to save your loved ones. Walking roasted chickens await.
So,
I'm starting to think he's not all right in the head.
something's definitely wrong with him. And Pavel's gonna explain what he read to the rest of them, crumple up the paper, and
As you
Yeah,
crumple up the
just-
paper, you notice the rune. Hallister's rune starts to
God.
glow, and then the piece of parchment catches on fire, and a big glowing rune moves over towards Scamp. It's about 1 foot tall. It's quite large. It seems to be made of magical energy, and it starts spinning around on the spot. A little bit of magical light is shimmering off of it, and all of a sudden it starts to turn red, and then green, and then red and green, and red and green, and Scamp needs to roll 1d20.
oh,
Oh god.
uh-oh.
oh no!
Get a card from the rune deck, Scamp.
This is fitting so that she can grow to hate Hallister even more.
Savaros. All non-magical coins and gems on the target's person vanish.
Hmm.
What did
It's
you...
a good thing Scamp doesn't carry money very often.
No, I
Yeah.
had 50 gold and that's it. I have no gems.
Oh, thank God.
Does actually, because I have to ask, does diamond dust count as gems?
Yes, they are gems.
Spell components.
I had 400 gold worth of diamond dust on me.
Shit!
400 GP diamond dust and 50 gold
50
pieces.
gold.
Alright, your coin pouch, maybe you don't notice it right now, Scamp, but it feels a little bit light.
Scamp, the rune. Are you okay? What's going on? Yeah.
I feel fine.
The rune explodes and
Oh, God.
red-colored energy washes down over Scamp.
I want to seek out Hallister now, but he's not a good person.
Well, I think we all knew that.
So,
Quite insane, as it were.
I kind of liked him, but now I kind of want to kill him. What the hell?
It's dangerous.
That is true.
Well, Scamp, to give you a rundown on kind of where we are, we're on the level below Duimacore, and, well, we were captured by drow after Muriel happened, and, well, they made us an offer that we could not refuse. So now, in the drow's stead, we are hunting Muriel. And we are going to try and bring him down. Again.
He killed Nox, and I'm guarantee you, Scamp, everyone will definitely bring him down.
If that's who killed Nox, we need to get a move on. We can take him down, and then we can take Hallister down. It's Hallister's fault Nox died too. If I had been here, I could have healed. I could have helped.
That's your fault.
It's not.
Yep.
Yes. Not your fault.
It does no good to dwell on such things. And Pavel, it is important to remember to focus your rage. Don't let it control you. Don't get
What-
sloppy.
Look, no offense, Darius. I haven't known you for long, but I appreciate the words, but right now, please let me. Maybe you're right, but right now I want to hit. I want to take all his frustrations out on something, and the overgrown bug is definitely one of them.
Yes, speaking of him being a bug, remember how he was so poisonous? Do any of you guys got any magic to deal with?
I've
I
got a
unfortunately
spell
do
scroll. It's for Hero's Feast. It would make us immune to poison for 24 hours in addition to some other things, but it takes quite a while to cast and consume.
Is that like a 10 minutes kind of while, or or longer?
10 minutes to cast, an hour of eating.
Well, I mean, I hate to break up our flow and all, but I, for one, if I'm gonna go step towards the great beyond over there, I don't know. I wouldn't mind having a full belly first.
If it helps us in the fight, I'll do whatever it takes.
I can see the merit in such a tactic, even though I don't know if we will actually be warranted full hours of reprieve.
Is there a place we think we might be less likely to get?
Around here, probably not.
Should
One place is probably as good as another.
Well, I think it's about time that we had a wake for Nox. Well, here's as good as any.
Weren't there a bunch of rooms back where we fought the wolf statue?
Oh, like one of those upstairs rooms.
That might not be a bad idea. Those rooms look like they had not had anybody in them for a very long time.
Yep, and we can hold one front instead of two if we were here.
This is also true.
It's a bit out of our way, but I kind of feel like it might be worth it.
I think that it could be, yes.
lead
Sad.
the way. I don't know where we're going.
Brew's gonna
Sounds like
pick up some of these rocks, tuck them in his pack, like wrap them in a sack, like kind of gingerly, tuck them in his pack, and
Okay.
start talking to them. Hey, Nox.
Get Nox chunks.
Now, did he look like a statue of Ghoul Nox or like regular Nox?
Ghoul
good
Nox
question.
and regular Nox look almost the same. You couldn't tell in this stony form. Ghouls don't. They're not like rotten or anything like that. Their flesh doesn't rot like zombies.
Okay. I was just wondering if it was his actual remains rather than just a depiction.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Seb, and I know it might be futile, but can I search the rubble to see if I can find what I was trying to get before? His what's it called? Hood cape thing? Yeah.
Yep, strong way.
It's all stone. It's all made of stone. There's just a big pile of rubble on the ground. It's
Yeah.
large and small chunks of rock, some of them the size of a fist. Some of them the size of a dwarf's head.
Yeah, Pavel's just gonna stand over it for a second and pick up a rock and put it in his pocket and silently, remorsefully go with the others.
Okay.
Slight tear in his
Don't
eye.
go near that statue.
Thank you.
Oh, that reminds me, I need to take off a few hit points.
Scamp, watch out for that statue right there. Don't.
Out of character, the door that won't move for a 31, was that a 31 strength check? Is that what that means?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yes.
I really wish I'd added inspiration to it just to see.
Alright, guys,
Well,
head back through the room with the drow assassin statue that attacks you if you get near it. Back down this 20-foot wide hallway and up the stairs that leads to the balcony room. I'll move you guys up top.
Be on guard. He could be anywhere. He could be invisible.
Yeah, bro. Don't worry.
Could be on the ceiling.
You guys arrive at the landing at the top of the stairs. Everything is unchanged. You were here not too long ago at all. You've got this large balcony that looks down to the floor below. There are chunks of stone all over the ground, like on the far wall where you destroyed the lol statue. And then there are these 4 seemingly abandoned apartments. 2 to the east, 2 to the west.
Well,
The one-
of these will do, I think.
The one in the southeast had an intact chimney. It's the only thing that was unique about it. We could always climb up there too. See if there's anything up there.
Well, if we want to go on that one, we can.
In case we get interrupted, maybe it's a way out.
Alright, you guys head up into the southeastmost abandoned apartment. The floorboards are creaking. There's a layer of dust on everything. Broken furnishings are strewn about the ground, and there is this very large, somewhat intact fireplace dominating the southern wall.
I'm going to attempt to shut the door and bar it if I can.
The doors are made of stone. They're 12 feet tall and they're arched at the top, and they're made of relatively smooth stone with a bit of a spiderweb pattern worked into the stonework. And then there are these 2 semicircular, hemisphere shaped web handles jutting out from the interior of the doors. So how would you go about barring those?
I would take out some of my. You know what? I'll take out some of my rope, and I'm gonna weave a figure 8 pattern between the two handles, and tie it off as tight as I can.
The handles don't have a loop area. They're like a semicircle of web, basically. Well, it's like an alcove, a little mini alcove that you could fit your hand in.
Oh, it's an alcove. They don't stick out. It's an impress.
Yeah.
Okay. Ooh.
They stick out, but they're like seamless. You could maybe chip through the stonework and make a hole in the handles.
I was going to ask, is there a place that we could jam pythons in?
Yeah.
Oh, do they?
You could
Do they
spike
open in or out?
You could spike the door shut. It would require an athletics check.
I have some pythons. I'll come up.
Oh, we have plenty of pythons in the bag.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, you take Sombro and you slam him into the door. Nice and good.
Jesus.
The door is now basically nailed shut, hammering the spikes from the actual base of the door into the floor.
Rue, you're looking a little haggard. Did something happen to you too?
Oh yeah, they invented this thing called soap. Yeah, so it's still me. I'm just clean now. Oh, you're talking about my death stank. Yeah. I died there. Drow, some dirty drow killed me while I was unconscious.
As Brew turns, you see a wicked scar along his neck, along the side of his neck.
See this right here? Yeah, they just went right in. Like, yeah, it was deep. I'll show you the spot. Yeah. It was interesting, and the other side was different this time. Yeah. Anyway, Roland helped me on back, and looks like Tempest wants me to keep fighting. So, but yeah, I'm still a bit. I have the death stonk.
Bro, I'm really sorry I let that happen to you.
Oh, that's all right. I don't mind dying, Pavel. It's the not coming back part that gets you. But I usually come back. Tempest wants me around, so it's.
I'm glad you're back too, man. I don't know what it'd be to lose you too.
Thanks, buddy.
So Scamp will kind of like nod at Brew, kind of not saying anything, but not smiling either. And then she'll take out her scroll of Hero's Feast and cast that.
Alright, you hold the scroll up and you start reading the scroll. As you're reading it, the runes inscribed upon the scroll glow one by one as your eyes glance over them. And suddenly, the runes leave the parchment and swirl around into a large circular formation in the center of the room. And the magical energy begins to manifest. Food. Bacon.
Bacon.
Much bacon.
It's just actually a bunch of bacon.
It's just a big pile of bacon with just a random roast chicken in there.
I added my spell slot back because it's a scroll, but that's what it does.
There's also a vegetarian sushi platter. For anyone who's vegetarian. And it's also vegan and gluten-free, so it caters for all.
Well, yeehaw.
Scamp, this is incredible. I don't think I've seen a feast like this in some time.
It's literally just like a 10-foot high pile of bacon.
Darius waves his hand a little bit and mutters something. Quick blessing to Helm. And thanking whatever deity Scamp follows. He uses those words exactly for this feast.
Oops.
Brew raises his, I guess, a water skin in light of anything else, and says, "To Nox, Slayer of Xanathar, and good friend."
He was a friend, a brother, and a comrade. And
We cannot
I don't know.
we cannot salute a fallen brother with water. And Darius will pull out a rather kind of like hefty wine skin and just kind of here,
Oh, hey.
pass it around.
Yeah. Take a big slug of that.
All right, everyone has their hero's feast. Everyone roll 2d10.
Okay.
Now, don't worry about adding it to your max hit points. Just add it onto your current, and just keep a note of that number that you roll, because your hit points can increase. You know, you can get healed above your maximum hit points by that number. So just increase your current for now, and maybe use a separate box for temp or something if you're getting confused with the different health pools. As you gorge yourselves on this feast, you also become immune to poison and being frightened. You have advantage on all wisdom saving throws, and that benefit lasts for 24 hours. You guys all pour one out for your homie, and everyone prepares themselves. Brew's got like bacon wrapped around his head like a bandana, and he's rubbing bacon fat on his eyes like Rambo.
Actually, yeah, probably all over my body if I'm gonna be wrestling.
And just all over
I
you,
want to be all
buddies.
sticky.
Greasing up for that wrestling match.
Yeah.
He like grabs a couple of drumsticks and sticks them into his belt. Arms
I just
up.
imagine that's how Brew casts Expedious Retreat. Is he just rubs himself with bacon? Freedom of movement. He's just like, can't touch this.
Greco-Roman wrestling, all up.
And I gave you the vegetarian sushi platter, Roland, because I thought elves were vegetarian.
Yeah, I start while we're eating. I start composing a song for Nox. It's not finished yet, but getting there.
I actually start singing along to my music box. That would actually be 22.
All right. Well, you guys also can take a short rest during this stage, and then you may as well roll up some bardic healing for anyone who burns hit dice as well.
Oh, yep.
Song of rest.
Anybody that burns a hit die, roll a d8.
So don't forget your max hit points will go above now what you've just rolled. So if, for example, Pavel, you can go up to 119. And then you've got your temporary on top of that as well.
Wait, what temporary?
If you had any
What
temporary.
What extra are we rolling on top of that, Roland?
It's a d8 for Song of Rest.
If you use hit die,
You
then
have
yeah.
to use at least one hit die. I wasn't down that many hit points, so good.
Alright, you guys are all feeling a lot better. You're invigorated. You have that food and you're full of energy.
Can I real quick just climb up this chimney, see if it does lead anywhere?
Sure.
Be easier to squirm up through there too now that you're covered in bacon.
So, it has an abundance of handholds, and it looks relatively easy to climb. Make an athletics check.
There, yeah.
So,
I jumped the gun there.
yeah, as you look up, Rue, using your flame tongue sword to illuminate the chimney, it Yeah, it was the only chimney that was still intact. Your vision just cuts out at that 80 feet mark, and the chimney continues up into further darkness. It's very easy for you to climb, and all of these random bricks are just sticking out. You easily find handholds and footholds. You make your way up the chimney, and it's kind of dark. You know, when you get up towards the top, you're up about 90 feet. You pull out your sword again and just hold it above your head, look into the darkness, and there's actually a rough-hewn, or maybe even a natural cavern at the top of the chimney. It's very damp. The walls are glistening. There are small insects crawling around in here, and the walls are stained with soot. And yeah, there's just big piles of coal stacked all around the walls up here, and everything's pretty much black.
Brew, be careful up there.
Okay. So I can see it up. It goes farther than I can see.
It's about 30 feet wide and 60 feet long.
Okay. I'll climb back down.
And then there's a ton of soot in here. Just charcoal piled all up against the walls and whatnot. Alright, make another athletics check to get down. You'd have to be having a really bad day to actually not be able to make this climb, Brew. You get down very easily. And you're covered in soot.
Good lord.
and bacon grease.
That looks more like the brew I remember.
It's a good look.
Can
You
I
got it.
press the can I press the digitate just the soot? So leave the bacon grease.
Oh, this is Brew talking about. I'm not sure if a cantrip's strong enough. But yeah,
hey,
you
you
can
guys.
spot clean him.
Roland is gonna create a new spell at some point. It's gonna be like a 3rd level spell at least.
Roland's prestigious cleaning.
I'm gonna charge to cast it.
It's gonna be straight up like a Mickey Mouse in Fantasia. You're gonna just like all the things are gonna start trying to clean them.
Yeah, that'd be funny.
So yeah, I tell you guys about the room and everything. Yeah, there's a room up there. There's soot everywhere.
Well,
Yeah.
Maybe once we have taken care of Muriel, we can come back and explore.
Is it possible he could be up there? I did see some insects scuttling around. Normal size.
I think he might have a hard time getting in and out of the chimney. Unless the chimney is big enough for like that size of a creature. I don't know how big chimney is.
It's big. It's like 5 foot wide. It could fit him. I could have to squeeze in there, but it could fit him. So yeah, it's just like a soot-stained natural cavern up there, very large, with big chunks of charcoal just sort of built up and stacked up in the corners of the walls. All right, now you're all feeling invigorated and ready to leave, and it's just a matter of trying to get these pythons out of the floor now.
Out.
You really jam them in there hard, Brew. You're trying to grab onto them and pull them out, and they are not budging.
Oh, I should have used my crowbar.
Oh no. Let me try.
Hey, Pavel.
Make sure and use a crowbar.
I'll provide assistance.
I'll get the crowbar, and then yeah, that's Dario's for
All right,
like
well,
a hand.
if you're using the
Yeah, the crowbar's
crowbar,
already advantage.
you don't need anyone to help you.
Okay.
It's
Well,
not really
just-
big enough for. I guess you could sort of get 2 people on it, but yeah, you get advantage anyway.
Okay. Well, I guess for flavor wise.
Havel, you actually manage to pry the pythons out of the floor, and it chips away a bit of the stone of the door, but you get them free, and the door is a little bit janky now, doesn't quite close properly, but you get it open regardless. And
Go mend the door.
do you guys want to just head back down? Alright, yeah, it's a very superficial bit of damage there, Scamp, so it's mendable. And down you guys go.
Yep.
Ready?
Boom.
You arrive back down the stairs into the large hall with the balcony overhead.
Well, it's been roughly, like, I know we have no sunlight, but could we kind of tell the average time of day?
No idea.
Rough. All right. We just know we're not tired yet. Like, sleepy.
Well, I
time.
mean, it might be like a couple of hours we've woken up, and it can't be more than a couple of hours since we left the drow.
Yeah, you can get tired at any time as well. It could be like the middle of the day. Your sleeping pattern might be completely reversed by this stage. You might actually be sleeping when it's daytime above the surface, but it doesn't matter at all down here.
Before we go wandering too far, do we know we're going the right way?
Well, there's only one way that we haven't really been.
Yeah.
But at the same time, do you remember this door being closed?
It closes on its own. You have to give it a little bit of blood to open it.
Yeah.
Well,
Just prick
Yeah,
a
I'll just-
finger. Don't like slice your hand or anything. You only need a drop.
So yeah, you do notice that these large doors are closed. There's just a tiniest little stain on this side of the door from last time when Roland had opened it.
I'm gonna take out a dagger and just prick my thumb on the top of it and smear it across the door.
Alright, you take 1 point of piercing damage and you smear the blood on the door. Nothing happens. The doors don't open.
What the?
Of course they don't.
What the? Am I still bleeding from the thumb? Can I try it again?
Yeah, you smear a bit more blood on it. They're not swinging open like they did last time, where you'd smear a bit of blood on them and then just
I try
open
push.
up.
Try
Alright,
just like
yeah, they don't just push open either. You're just applying, normal pressure. You can try and force them open if you want to make an athletics check.
Yeah.
And they're not opening. You push with all of your might. They don't budge.
No. You gotta get through there.
Well, I mean,
No,
there's another
I'm
way
not,
around.
I'm not taking this. Pavel's just gonna grab crowbar and jam it in there and try to open it. Damn.
You get the crowbar just into the seam, and yeah, you just feel like there is some sort of force keeping the door shut. It don't open.
God damn it!
There is another way around, but we need to be wary. We're probably being led in a very specific way.
Roland, from what you've told me of this creature, it's intelligent.
Extremely so.
If he is garnishing wizard spells, then there's many things he could be doing to entirely lead us.
Of course.
Brew
Just
dagger.
We must be very wary.
Yeah, let's be a little more. Let's keep an eye out for sure. Definitely, he's coming to us, I guess.
Okay, you guys leave the door for now and head back in to the large hall.
Good to have your senses back, Scamp.
Hey, yeah. I don't know that they do awesome way back and back, but I am a bit too loud for the front.
This is a door that doesn't open, or it was. I guess you could try it.
So
Darius is just gonna push on the door.
you move through this parlor. It's been completely trashed. You can still see these faint violet glowing spidery lanterns hanging from the ceiling. Flickering purple flames are just dancing along the walls, and yeah, the doors still don't open.
There's another hallway to the east. I believe it wraps back around. If you remember the place with darkness, there were 2 ways to go. I believe it wraps around to there.
Alright, let's stay tight.
Dagger?
Dagger, if you're anywhere nearby, try and stick close. Please. Please.
Well, she's also invisible, though.
I know, that's why I'm speaking out to the
Gotcha.
world. I don't know where she is.
You can call me Rune now.
Oh, sorry about that. Well, okay, now Pavel knows.
Push these doors open.
The doors don't open. Push on them and they ain't budging.
Huh.
God. I'm gonna go up there and try and open with force.
Suddenly the doors open.
Alright.
About a second before you actually touch the doors, Pavel.
What the?
And
Skeleton.
as the doors swing open, you see a single skeleton standing next to a 6-foot-tall statue of a scantily clad female drow with flowing hair. She's frozen in a pirouette. Her arms are outstretched, and her hands are curled. And you see the skeleton just seeming to be taking a short sword out of the statue's hand. And the skeleton just stands here and does nothing, just looking at you. Its head tilts to the side as it peers at you through hollow sockets. There is a moonbeam, or a moonbeam-like phenomenon that is engulfing the statue as well. It shines down from the ceiling.
I would hazard a guess that based on its location and its, well, on the opposite side from where that other drow god was, maybe this is another drow god of some sort.
Can we
Getting
see
this
those?
close to the skeleton doesn't do anything?
Skeleton hasn't reacted. It's just standing there. You've just seen it take the sword out of the statue's hand. As you move forward, Darius, the skeleton actually moves forward and interposes itself in front of you.
Can we see the zombies that are up here?
You mean the horde of undead?
Whoa.
I only see 3 zombies currently.
Oh no, there's a lot.
There's a bit of moaning coming from that area. And when you look over in that area, you can see the silhouettes of some limber figures just standing there, and the moans are coming from that direction.
Pavel,
Yeah.
you might want this back, and I'll take the pistol out of my jacket pocket, hand it back to him.
Darius just snorts his nose down at the skeleton and says, "Move."
The skeleton just backs up a little bit to try and interpose itself in between Brew
Do we
and
want to go
the area
that way?
behind the skeleton.
As I hand the dagger back, the pistol back to Pavel, I'm gonna cast a holy weapon on it.
Okay. Some of these
I'm gonna
undead clamber forward, just hobbling forward slowly, forming
I'm
a
gonna
wall.
doff my shield and pull out. Not ignite it though, but just. Actually, yeah, I'll go ahead and ignite it.
Okay. The skeleton doesn't react to the flame tongue being lit up. Yeah, as you move forward, the skeleton does move forward again. It just interposes itself. The zombies seem to have formed a wall, and behind the zombies, you can see more undead ghouls. At least 5 of them. And then there is some more sound coming from behind them. Clanging or something like that.
Undead army, I suppose.
I think they're keeping us
You
from
said
something.
You said this creature molds undead for his own bidding. An army of such. We don't have time for this. And I just haul out and literally punch this zombie as hard as I can in the face.
Alright, as you go to attack the skeleton, it will defend itself, so I'll roll initiative. Okay. You guys see Darius winding up a haymaker to punch the skeleton, and Ren, you're the first to react.
Oh, we're playing with the skeletons. No. Attack the skeleton.
That's a hit.
Nice.
So Darius, all of a sudden, as you go to punch the skeleton just collapses at your feet. And you look over to your right as you hear a little bit of movement towards you, and then you see Ren appear right next to you with her rapier drawn.
Are we sure we have to go that way?
They're blocking something, and I feel like we should probably go through that way. I want to know what's on there.
Scamp.
So she'll kind of look around and she'll be like, the thing that killed Nox raises undead?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm going to produce flame at... we'll go for this bottom zombie right here.
And you just hit the wall here, Scamp. Fireball just bounces off the wall.
Curse and move backwards.
Rolling.
Just trying to get a better look about what's going on up here. Kind of hard to tell.
These doors suddenly slam shut.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, that takes away that option. Roll
Yeah, after about
will-
1 minute after opening, they seem to have closed again.
Roland will tap tap.
Whoa!
Let's see. I don't know where all those ghouls are. It's kind of hard to tell, but I'm trying to get the center where it'll still actually cast. I think I'll miss a couple of the zombies, but I think I might hit some more ghouls.
You hit all the ghouls
There.
there.
Well, you can't tell him that.
I mean, I wouldn't know that, but I
That's
would.
metagaming. You don't know where he's aiming at Darius.
Where's my fireball? There it is. Oh, that's a weak sauce fireball. Jeez.
Alright, you point the wand of fireballs down the hallway, and a big mushroom cloud of fire erupts, flooding the hall, causing orange flickering light to illuminate all of these crumbling spiderweb patterns adorning the walls. The walls and floors get scorched, and all the creatures that are caught try to leap out of the way. The zombies not so much, they kind of just stand there, and if they do manage to make the saving throw, they weren't doing it on purpose. They just happened to have stood in the right place at the right time. But the hallway is lit up for a brief moment, for enough for you to see every single creature in that area drop to the ground in a smoldering mess.
Excellent. I think I used all of my movement to get there. No bonus action this turn.
Whoa.
Right. Run up there, swing recklessly at a zombie.
That hits. Alright, you slash into it, the zombie catches on fire. You lop off an arm. That's another hit. You swing through the zombie, slicing straight into its neck. And a fiery head, just hits the ground and rolls along the floor. Before coming to a stop at the far wall.
We're a group that loves fire. I think.
Probably
Darius.
everybody but Scamp.
Unfurl my whip and
That's a hit. Alright, you slash the zombie. The whip slashes straight through its soft flesh.
Oh, sorry. Ooh, that won't miss though.
That's a hit.
Oh, really?
Whoa! I mean, they're zombies. They're not-
You slash again, slicing a diagonal wound across the zombie's chest, and rotten blood starts spilling out all over the floor at the zombie's feet. Pavel.
Pistol in one hand, gonna take out Tirlai. Slash at the zombie right over here.
It's a hit. And
Not radiant, sorry.
the zombie, alright, no radiant damage. Let's see if it's still alive. Nope. You slop its head off as well, and its head bounces along the ground. Moving down the hall and looking to the north, you see a lone skeleton standing at the back of the hall.
With my pistol drawn, I'm gonna aim at it and shoot it. Wait.
That's a hit. And the skeleton breaks into pieces.
That was it.
That's it. No more undead in sight.
Can I take a quick look at this statue and the energy around it to see if I can like recognize what it is, since it seems to resemble a moonbeam?
A moonbeam. You think it's a moonbeam, or at least it's very similar. It looks almost identical. You'd have to like, maybe. Well, you could identify it, but then that would probably hurt because you'd have to stick your hand into it. Or the best you could do is detect magic and try and see what school of magic it is. If you think it's something different than a moonbeam.
Can we tell who the... Don't talk to him. Can we tell who the statue is of?
Ren, make a religion check. You don't know. It's a drow. She's very scantily clad, flowing hair. Of course, she's just made of stone, so there's no color to the statue, but she's in a pirouette. Her arms are outstretched, her hands are curled, and the skeleton's short sword seemed to fit perfectly into the curvature of her hand.
I don't know. How much weight can Mage Hand pick up?
10 pounds.
Would the short sword be?
Yeah, short sword's less than 10 pounds, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Oh man, it'd be tough to swing
Yeah,
around.
it's 2. I have one. It's only 2.
It'd be tough to swing around. I didn't even think about it before I asked. I'm gonna Mage Hand it back into where it seems to belong.
Alright, you take the skeleton's short sword. The short sword is rusted. The leather wrapping on the handle is frayed, and there are holes just chipped out of the side of the blade. And you place the short sword in the hands of the statue, and the statue's grip suddenly tightens as the statue animates. And then it starts doing a very graceful dance, spinning around in mesmerizing patterns.
I do not look.
I look and try to identify. At the same time, take a gander.
Alright, it's a very nice dance. She's it's like a ballet performance, and she dances like that now for 1 minute, and then suddenly she stops and spins around towards this door and levels the sword at the door, and then the door opens as she's frozen once again in this pirouette, and then she loosens her grip on the short sword, and the short sword just falls down onto the ground with a bit of a clang.
Huh. So you have
As
to
interesting
open.
as this is, we have a monster to kill, do we not?
Yeah, that's
But we do need to try to find out ways to get around this level.
Do we follow to the left or right?
Well, maybe the undead weren't trying to stop us from getting somewhere, in particular. So,
Have a
following
look.
that way might not be a bad idea.
I get invisible again.
Sounds good. Sorry, Seb, I'm gonna don my shield again and extinguish Sundeath.
Okay.
Is there anything on the ground here to where I could like potentially look for tracks if they could describe what dude's feet looked like to me?
You can make a survival check. The ground here is made of smooth stone, so it's there is a lot of dust as well, so it's average difficulty to try and detect tracks.
And can I uncover my drift globe, please?
Okay. You casting light from it?
Yeah.
Okay. I think it's like you can unlimited cast that, right?
I think
Unlimited
so.
amount of times. And the daylight's like
Yeah.
once per day. Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, you cast light again, the drift globe begins to glow. And Scamp, you take a look around at the floor, and you find only the tracks of the undead that you just encountered. Some wiry skeleton footprints, some decrepit looking boots, some bare feet with chunks of flesh missing out of them, and their exact numbers that you just encountered.
Anything on the walls or ceiling?
Nothing on the walls or ceiling.
I'll communicate that to the party.
At the risk of burning resources we may not want to, I could try and find him faster.
How would that be done, Darius?
There are incantations I have been given that allow me to locate creatures.
Kind of like how I located a friend of mine once.
We are
Probably.
familiar with the we're familiar with the spell, Darius, I believe. Maybe we'll use that as a if we get stuck somewhere, such as if the door doesn't open.
So like a homing beacon kind of thing? Like
Yeah.
it just...
Moving down to this area, you find the large blotch of darkness once again, and the set of doors have been closed.
Can we open them?
They don't open.
Give him a good shove.
You push with all your might, brew. They do not budge. Something is keeping them stuck. Again, there are no locking mechanisms on these doors. No way to bar them, as you've already seen, unless someone hammered some pythons into them.
Maybe it's us on the other side.
If it is,
What?
well, good luck to them, I suppose. But if we cannot get this door open, there's one more way. We try to the right of where we just encountered dead.
Is it possible the one that used to not be openable is now open?
Also, Scamp, as you're continuing to take a look at these tracks, you see all of the undead tracks have actually gone like this. So they've come in through the door to your north, and they've headed to the west. And then they've kind of doubled back and headed around this way. They look pretty recent as well. Well, you know they must be recent within an hour, because those undead weren't here when you were here an hour ago.
I will share that with the party as well.
So this feels the right way.
If we cannot get the door open, though, then
How does the statue below us change?
We don't know. It just when not last time our late friend Knox was touching it, he said it changed forms. I don't really know what that means, but yeah.
Can I walk up and touch it?
Alright, Scamp, you move up, and it's just a big dome of darkness. About 15 feet tall. You head in, and you're in utter darkness. Pitch black. If you have a light source, then the light source has gone out. I don't think you do. You stumble into the middle of the darkness and you bump into something hard, and it's the statue. You start to feel around, and it feels like a cone-shaped stone statue with rippling waves along its side. And you can make an investigation check for more details. You can feel maybe some eyes as well, and it actually kind of reminds you of... Let me just make sure you actually encountered this thing. Yep. It reminds you of a gibbering mouther.
Oh, ew.
But no mouths, just eyes. And there are actually some little spiny pseudopods. Little stalks coming off of the thing. No mouths, no teeth, but definitely some eye-shaped carvings in the statue. And then all of a sudden, you feel the stone start to move and meld and change, and a big stony protrusion starts to expand, and as you take a hold of it, it feels like a pincer of an arm, from like a shell kind of casing on the arm. And now it seems to resemble almost like a humanoid shape, hunched over, clawed arm jutting out of what you think maybe where its back is. There now are some fang-filled mouths on the side of this humanoid, a giant humanoid's form. Like the size of an ogre or something.
The last statue, the sword that caused her to like dance and then point to the door and open it, was that on the ground or was that something she was holding?
The sword?
In the last room with the short sword.
Yeah, so when you guys had seen the door open, you'd just seen the skeleton taking the short sword out of the statue's hand, and then Roland Mage hand that same sword back into its hand, and then the sword just dropped onto the ground after the dance.
If I like feel around on the ground around the statue, is there anything that feels like it maybe belongs to the statue?
No, there are no loose objects around the statue as you pan around and move your foot around in your hand and crawl around, and you don't find anything. Again, in this short time that you're here, and maybe if you check the statue again, you'll find that once again it has changed. It has morphed to another grotesque, strange, otherworldly formation.
I will give up and leave the darkness. I'm at a loss, guys. Sorry.
Yeah, it's a puzzler, that one.
And we can always... There was another way to go. Back there by the dancing station that we have not been to before.
Oh.
Maybe that's why the undead were blocking us. They were trying to force us to go the other way.
Well, and things may have changed in the last hour. Like, Scamp, you were saying those tracks went off to the east. Maybe the undead went down there for some.
Maybe they're the reason the door was blocked when we got back.
Oh.
I was like blocking that door, and then they heard us walking away, so they ran back over to the other side.
I mean, if they were taking the sword, then it's possible they were trying to bar us into that room entirely.
Alright. This room up ahead is just stunning. It's so big. It is magnificent, or you think it used to be magnificent. Of course, everything has an aged look to it. There is paint crumbling, chipping off of the walls. And there are pillars here. The ceiling is 50 feet high. This is like a serious room. The pillars themselves are engraved with web-like patterns. And the floor here is black marble. It's actually somewhat more refined, more polished. And the tiles definitely stand out amongst other rooms that you've seen so far. There are cracks and broken pieces of tile everywhere. And those of you that can see up 50 feet with dark vision or light or whatever else, you can see these spidery looking wrought iron chandeliers hanging from the ceiling. And it feels like this is like a fancy ballroom. You can imagine drow reveling here and doing whatever they do. Some sort of sadistic dance to Lolth. You can't imagine what drow get up to in their parties. And then you hear a noise. Something far from the darkness to the east. And then the sound of some shuffling. It sounds like some stone or something moving around. And then suddenly there is this sound. And a massive explosion as a large rock just slams down onto the ground next to Pavel and Brew, narrowly missing both of their heads. I'm going to roll initiative. Something is throwing rocks at you from the darkness to the east. You hear a mutated roar shortly after that rock is thrown. And now there's some more movement and shuffling. Darius, you're up.
Oh man, whatever that picture is, it's ugly. Alright, quick! Find cover! And I will run 10, 20... And I will actually dash... And 30 to here. And that's my go.
Alright, you move up, Darius, and you just see darkness to the east as far as you can see, and more of these white marble pillars supporting the arch ceiling. Scamp, your turn.
Thing isn't yelling in like giant or anything.
Oh, it's like a demented moan.
I'm going to go up here, maybe, and dash to this next pillar.
Alright, in the brief moment that you move up, Scamp, and look to the darkness to the east, you can make out this very faint set of red gleaming eyes for a brief moment. There's only one bizarre thing about these eyes. They're about 25 feet off the floor.
Oh. Oh shit.
To the giant.
Yeah. Okay, well, it's my turn.
Pavel.
Pavel's gonna have a grin and run in. Damn, still can't see him. Alright, I'll dash, I guess. Yeah.
Roll in.
Okay. Roland is gonna start moving. No. Let's see. There we go. That's what I was wondering. That's 30 feet there. Then we will, with a bonus action, power chord. Wrong. This is for everybody.
Sweet.
Everybody but Dagger, because I can't see her. Yeah.
Alright, Scamp runs up. Darius runs up. Pavel runs up.
This, because our 10 hit points have been increased, this is actually like on top of now all that, correct?
Yeah, the Hero's Feast is max hit points. It's not temp. So it stacks.
Probably be easier to put it in just the temp hit point box. Honestly. Okay, and Brew just running right down the middle. Roland will yell at Brew, "Get to cover! What are you doing?" And then use his action to dash and get behind this pillar. So it is not super easy to get popped by a rock.
Okay. So, Pavel, as you've moved up, you can see two of these 50-foot tall marble pillars have completely toppled and lay broken into gigantic chunks on the floor. You still cannot see what has thrown the rock at you, though.
Jesus.
Ren.
Bonus action dash 10, 20. 30. And then I'll use my action to dash. 10, 30.
Alright, Ren, you run very, very quickly across the room. You see the two broken marble pillars. You still do not see what is making this moaning sound, what has thrown this large chunk of rock. Brew.
Gonna run up. Oh, you sound like one of our old bosons. He used to snore worse. And I'll dash.
Alright, so any of these squares that have the pillar in it are difficult terrain.
Oh crap. Sorry, my screen slid away from
Brew
me.
changes his mind and decides to retreat all of a sudden.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
Alright, Brew,
What?
as you move up, this gigantic figure forms as your light washes over it. It's some sort of hideously deformed giant with bulging muscles, rust-coloured blackish skin, long dirty tufts of white hair jutting out here and there, and it's about 20 foot tall. Its limbs are ill-proportioned, its back's hunched over, its eyes are gleaming, and it has stitchings and eyes and mouths and extra heads where it shouldn't be. It's some sort of strange mutant drow.
Whoa.
Oh, wow, you're a beauty, you are.
Is that what I felt the statue turn into?
Oh yeah, there's two of them. There's another one over here as well.
Yeah.
Oh, by the
Oh,
way,
you brought your friend.
Hey, did you guys ever play Resident Evil Nemesis? It's the Nemesis.
Looking forward to the remake of that, actually. It's coming out soon.
I'll use my bonus action.
Sorry,
Come on,
you
you-
raging?
To raging, please.
Okay.
Yeah.
might need that.
Come on, you beauties. Let's tussle.
Alright, you hear this deformed moan. And it actually speaks in Elvish. But one word that
Roll in.
you hear
Tell me
everyone
say.
understands. What have you done to us? And this gigantic mutated drow has a couple of chunks of this toppled pillar in its hands, and it throws one at Brew. It misses you, slams onto the ground, breaks into myriad pieces, and then it's going to throw the other one at Ren at disadvantage. Actually, can you see it, Ren? You can see it. Throws it at you, or in your general direction. And Ren, it hits you for 26 points of bludgeoning damage, just clipping you. And smashes onto the ground next to you and Pavel, breaking into large chunks of rock. And any uncanny dodge for that, Ren?
Damn, I was mute. Yeah, I'm going to uncanny dodge for that.
Okay, I thought so.
I was muted.
Right, you hit for 13 bludgeoning. You just dodge out of the way at the last second. Alright, this mutated drow backs up, and it also has a couple of chunks of this pillar in its hand, and it throws one at Brew. And the rock misses, breaking into pieces on the ground, and it throws another one at Brew. And it hits for 16 bludgeoning damage. The rock kind of breaks over Brew's head, and Brew just stands there. You also notice that clung into both of their hands, or leaning on the wall next to them, is one of these large chandeliers that have been kind of bent with a heap of sharp, spidery legs, like spikes sticking out of it. And it's within arm's reach of these giants, and you feel like it could be used as a weapon as well. Alright, that's the end of the drow. It's turn. Darius.
Oh wow. Double checking something really. Alright, I will come to here. Actually, and I'm gonna cast Spiritual Weapon as a bonus action. Oh, I didn't use a spell slot. Weird.
It will do it once you roll the damage. Alright, that hits the mutant drow. What does your spiritual weapon look like, by the way?
I imagined a like a 3 foot long by about a foot wide gauntlet with spiked knuckles. It's just like punching shit.
Alright, it just punches the mutated drow in one of its many heads. It moans a little bit, and it barely flinches.
That's cool, that's cool. And as my main action, I will take the hilt of my whip, bang against my shield, and mutter a word and cast Toll of the Dead on it.
Okay. Did you click it yet?
I did. It's
What's your DC? Did it show up in the chat box, or is it like lagged out?
It's
There we go. Okay.
Whew.
All right. So that is for if it's damaged, right? That roll.
Yep.
And
If
it should be
succeeds, it's no damage.
okay. Necrotic damage as well. Just let me throw that damage type in there. Alright, the drow, or whatever you want to call this thing, makes a wisdom save. And it fails. A bit of blood just bursts out of one of its oil-like growths.
Nice.
And that was 5, 10, 15. I'll use my last bit of movement to come to hopefully shield me from both of them some.
Scamp.
I am going to throw a little 3rd level moonbeam over onto Mavra there.
Oh, Moonbeam, how we have missed you.
Yep.
Moonbeam.
I am going to just kind of like duck behind the pillar, trying to use it for cover.
Alright, you cast a moonbeam. Let me give you concentration, and you can go ahead and cast that spell as well, Scamp, just to bring up the description and all that stuff. And yeah, big radiant column of light starts churning down on Mavra. And if you wanted to move it in a different configuration, then feel free to do that too.
Go right over it. I took the spell slot away. Clicking on it didn't pull up anything. Sorry if you can hear Kurt in the background.
Oh, is it broken? Alright, anyway, that's fine. I got your marker there. Alright, Pavel, you are up.
Gonna aim my pistol at this one right here, Naldath, this overgrown giant, and yeah, not really say anything, cause just start shooting.
That's a hit. Golden bullet sinks into its gigantic form.
I actually want to try something out, so next ones are gonna be sharpshooter.
Nice.
Oh, you don't have
Click on
that
the
built in?
No, I clicked on the -5 for the thing. I don't know why I didn't do it.
I know why. It'll work now if you do it again. Alright, so that hits it. Just clips it. Again, this mutated drow moans. The bullet kind of sinks into it. A little bit of blood spurts out. And yeah, we've got the sharpshooter damage in there. Okay, it looks like it's working good. Alright, it flinches ever so slightly with that shot.
Do it again.
And that's another hit. Alright, that really causes the drow to moan quite loudly as one of its heads is just sort of burst open.
And then finally a bonus action. Aw, man.
It's a mess. Just hit the marble, or the chunk of marble pillar that's left behind from where it toppled it. And the drow is furious. It just yells out, Muriel! Really loudly. Rolling.
I believe they're yelling out for Muriel. Oh, I can't completely understand them because I don't know Elvish. Let's see.
Don't lie!
As a side note, Darius actually speaks Elvish. Would he? I know Dagger does too.
It's mainly just gibberish. There's definitely the name Mural in there that everyone can understand, and it's like a tormented scream. It's not really like a plea for help. It's like a saddened murmur.
Didn't you say we heard them say, "Why have you done this to us?" or something like that?
Yeah.
Most likely they're experiments of some kind. Yeah. Yeah.
Whoa.
Hold on. Let me count movement real quick. 5, 10, 15. Okay, I think I can get back on the other side. Okay, I'm moving there so I can better place the fireball. Yeah, I can get both of them. That is what we'll do.
Alright, the big bloom of fire spins out of that area, washing over both drow. The drow try to hold up one of their disproportionate arms to shield their faces. And you hear the sound of their flesh crackling away as their arms catch on fire, and one of their arms is burned all the way to the bone. They just moan out in agony once more and look directly at you, Roland.
So, let's move 10 feet, and then I'm going to go prone, so I'm huddling behind Scamp.
Okay,
So
you
yeah,
grab
I
onto
keep rolling.
Scamp. You go behind Scamp and grab onto her and duck. Push Scamp out in front of yourself.
Well, I mean, I don't do that. No, I'm not heartless. Yeah, that's my turn.
Ren.
Okay. Would I have advantage being invisible?
If they can't see you, then you will have advantage.
Well, I will try to shoot my bow at this one.
Alright, you do have advantage. They don't see you, Ren. That's a direct hit.
Nice.
I aim for one of the eyeballs, many eyeballs that are mutated around this gigantic freak's body, and hit straight in the eyeball, bursting it open. More blood spews out everywhere as the drow moans once more.
And hopefully this is good enough to hide with. Hide.
You can make a stealth check and attempt to hide. You definitely won't be hidden from this one though, because it can see you. This other one, maybe, yeah. Maybe suitable for hiding. It's kind of dark. Pillar may be obscuring you.
Jesus. Oh.
Rogues, man.
Can't wait to see that. Can't wait to see someday that at 40. Damn.
Pulling out, actually a hand axe, an adamantine hand axe, and swing at this thing.
It's a miss. The axe bounces off its leathery mutated flesh.
Crit.
And it's a crit.
Nice.
Alright, you swing again with extra might, and the glowing axe actually sears off one of these gigantic limbs. The gigantic limb slams onto the ground, and blood spews out everywhere in a wide arc, and the drow moans even longer as it reaches down for the chandelier.
The Fury of Temper.
It takes a hold of the chandelier very, very tightly, and it stops turning its attention towards this area, and as it's got this like gigantic bloody stump spurting everywhere, it just brings the chandelier down on you, Brew. And were you reckless? I forgot. I didn't put.
I was not.
Okay.
No, I was not.
Alright, it misses and it slams straight down onto the ground next to you. It brings up the chandelier and it just buckles the chandelier on the ground in an absolute rage. And then it charges Pavel, running at him, provoking from you, Brew. You take a swing, but the pain in your neck debilitates you, and it's just a bit too quick as its gigantic form moves out of your reach. Meanwhile, this one resists the moonbeam and screeches. It roars out in agony, and it's going to shake the ground as it just hurtles itself along this gigantic hall. You guys feel the hall shuddering, its footsteps just echoing off all the walls. It's grabbed the chandelier on its way over. It spots Darius around the corner here and just brings down the chandelier on him. And some of these sharp spikes of the chandelier stab into you for 20 piercing damage. And it lifts up the chandelier, and the chandelier is basically like a how should I describe it? Like a sun wheel with spikes in it. It brings it down again, and the spikes just break through the marble tiles, narrowly missing you, Darius. And that's it for the mutated drow. Darius.
Forget, how far can I move Spirit Guardians?
The spiritual weapon, 20.
5, 10, 15, 20. So I will attack, bonus action attack with a spiritual weapon.
That's a hit. A gauntlet flies over with a flying punch and just bursts into the back of the mutated drow.
And I'm then going to you know what, as my main action I will yeah, I'm going to bang against my shield again, casting Toll of the Dead. Oh, weak damage.
Another wisdom save for the mutated drow. And this time the spell has no effect. And oh, why does that not say necrotic? I thought I'd just fix that up for you. That's weird. Let me just test that. Weird. Oh, you've got two different macros, that's why.
Do I?
Yeah.
Oh, I do.
You could change the other one to 3d8 and make it 4 if the creature's like not damaged.
Sure.
So he's having to make another one.
Yep. Either way, didn't work. Fuck. He'll just kind of stand there and just look at him, just let out kind of like guttural, like, "Come at me, you ugly son of a bitch!"
Alright.
Scamp.
Gonna move Moonbeam back on top of the monster. And then oh, there's the other monster on that side of the pillar. Okay. Well, we'll do that and just hide because I haven't hit that one yet, so maybe it won't notice me.
Alright, this giant column of radiant energy chases the mutant drow down the hallway. And it just still just screeching, and it just yells at you so loudly, Darius, that you feel this warm wave of heat come out of its breath, washing over you. Pavel.
Pavel's gonna rubble in the midst of the fights going on right now and stick the gun to the whatever he can of this monster here, this giant mutated drow, and cock back the flint and boom.
That's a hit.
Well, wait, I click with the. Oh, I didn't click it. Okay, cool. Never mind.
You aim up at its head and burst open a section of its skull. Tufts of white drow hair fall out onto the ground, and the mutant drow is screaming and smashes its arm into the nearby pillar, and it's about to fall down. That's
Nice.
another hit. Alright, you fire again at that same head, and it just bursts open its skull, and then the 24-foot tall beast just slumps up against this pillar, and then comes crashing down, smashing into this toppled pillar and breaking it into more pieces. And the entire ground shudders. Like, even Scamp and Rune can feel this vibration from that distance as it falls.
I was gonna give a big old smile, crazy smile, and run down over here. And then these are gonna be sharpshooter shots, and I'm gonna shoot the one right over there, in Darius.
Crit!
Nice.
Whoa!
Alright, you found its weak point, its head, so you fire at it.
That is definitely the weak point.
Alright, it narrowly misses its main head, but just explodes another smaller head. It's shoulder head.
As it would be.
Damn, the sharpshooter -5 still isn't working. Never mind. And that missed.
It is a miss. The bullet ricochets, it bounces off its leathery flesh without attack. These things are not very agile, so any misses is more just like the bullet hitting it and bouncing off its natural armor. At Roland, you can stand up if you want, or just stay prone.
I'm gonna stand up. And walk forward 10 feet. And I think that I am now in range. I'm going to cast a spell that I traded another spell for at the very recent level up here. And I am going to, at just a first level, I'm going to cast Dissonant Whispers. Oh, that's a
Alright.
spicy one.
I do believe this is a charm, right?
Let me read the spell. Actually, I'll put.
Okay, no, it's not this. I'm thinking of cutting words. Never mind.
Yeah, no, it's not a charm.
Yeah. Okay. Alright, the drow makes a wisdom save and fails and grabs its head and screams and starts banging its oversized fists on its skull. No! Stop this! End it! It says in Elvish.
The whispers are all in common.
Alright, so it fails and then it has to use its reaction to move away from you. So Darius, if you want to attack it, go for it, because it moves back all the way into the corner of the room. You try to whip at it, but it's a miss. You just whoosh, ricochet off its flesh.
And I just realized I messed up the moonbeam stuff. Sorry.
It's okay.
I'll think more about that in the future. I'll do that and get back behind the pillar again a little bit. It's probably gonna be upset with me. I'm gonna go prone again.
Okay.
Like sit down by the pillar.
Alright. Just take a bit of a breather. Ren.
Okay.
Now you won't be hidden from this one because it had line of sight of you when you try to hide, so it's seen you the whole time.
Oh, that's fine. And bonus action dash. Can I hold my action to hit with the bow in case Rune gets close enough to attack it?
Sure.
Okay, that's what I'm going to do.
Brew.
Yeah. Come here, you big ugly.
As Brew gets next to it, it looks down, following Brew as it runs along the floor, turning its attention away for you, Ren, opening up a weak spot. You can use your reaction now. And you hit.
Nice.
You aim for that same weak spot, the head. Seems to work well. The arrow sticks into one of its eye sockets, it screams out in agony, roaring and causing the chandeliers that are still attached to the ceiling to sway side to side. And continue, Brew.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, mate. They seem to have found your weak spot. I can relate. I got the... Yeah, I'm just attacking normal style.
It's a miss. And that hits. You hack into its leg with your glowing axe, and it sears into a large section of its ankle, causing the creature to roar and fall down onto one mutated knee. Even down on a knee, it's still 18 feet tall, towering over you, and its grip tightens on this chandelier, and it just slashes its chandelier towards you, bro. And it narrowly misses you, clanging off your shield, and then it is going to just swing at you again. It does eye off Ren, but then it just swings at you again, Rue.
Ooh.
And it hits hard. One of the spikes stick into your arm. You don't feel it too much with your rage, and you take 18 points of piercing damage, even though that would have just exploded a normal person's head. And then the drow just roars and just stands over you, looking down at you, Brew, and just screams. It's like you're like under its legs. Darius.
I will stand here and bang my the hilt of the whip against the shield again, muttering under my breath.
Another wisdom save, and again, the spell doesn't have any effect.
I got a +7 to the wisdom saves. Damn. You'd think it'd be less, but
the bonus action.
Well, they don't seem very smart, but wisdom's more like hunting and that sort of thing. Like, so they could be like good at surviving,
Oh yeah, I understand.
which drow are very good at.
Spiritual weapon 16.
That hits. Alright, the gauntlet just punches it in its face and just grabs onto its head and screams, and it's close to dropping. Scamp.
Yeah, I can't really reach it from here, so we're just gonna put the moonbeam right back on top of it and hide back behind the pillar. It'll be dead before it becomes its turn again, but that's okay.
How do you feel about that,
Oh.
Brew?
Roland apologizes.
Oh, I enjoy the warm embrace of a moonbeam.
Is Brew in the moonbeam?
Yes.
A little bit.
Oh, shit. I'm sorry.
It's
I thought he
alright.
was on top of the guy.
You did. He's you can't see me because he's kind of standing. It's all good. Don't worry
I
about it.
couldn't see your token. I'm sorry.
Pavel.
I'm gonna aim sharpshooter style at this one, and tell Brew, mind the blood. Sorry about this. Well, more like yell, I guess. But yeah. Oh, never mind.
And you almost shoot yourself in the foot, Pavel. As you say
Jesus.
that, you're like spinning the gun around. It goes off preemptively. Almost blows your toes off.
I'm gonna drop the gun real quick because of that, and just like, oh, misfire. Okay, and pick it back up and spin it again and see if I can get it. Yeah.
Alright, and it goes off at just the right time. Actually, it still goes off while you're spinning it. It catches the drow on the head and sprays its brains out all over the wall. The moonbeam already starts to just melt it away. And Brew, you just need
Drop
to make
concentration
one con
before
save.
Brew gets hit.
You can't drop concentration until your turn, so he'll take one lot of damage, and then you'll be able to drop it or move it.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. I don't imagine you're up to 22
Oh,
yet.
look at that.
At least
Wow.
it was a very tiny.
Wow, well rolled.
Brew just thinks it's like Tempest or something, probably.
He's
Blessing
used to
him.
it by now. He stands next to
Yeah.
it all the time.
Tempest has blessed him with radiant energy.
That's almost as good as soap.
Yeah,
It's like, warm glow. This is a good thing.
it actually cooks all the bacon juice. So
Oh,
Brew's
gosh.
like steaming
Oh,
with the scent
God.
of bacon as he walks over to Pavel.
Oh man, I bet he smells great.
What am-
Pavel is licking his lips, looking at Brew. Like if you're stuck on a
Brew,
deserted island, you just take a grease-covered Brew and a moonbeam any day. That's all you'd need.
Oh man.
Go ahead, Pavel. You want to buy it?
It's tempting as that is, and honestly, you do smell quite alluring. I'm not gonna lie.
And as Bruce says that, he'll actually like take a fingerful of the grease off his arm and like
Oh.
put it in his mouth.
Oh god.
All like sooty.
It's pretty good. There's no denying it. It still tastes.
So gross.
Oh,
It's
God.
still got like a little bit of that hero's feast in it.
Mm.
Got that hero feast flavor.
So if there was Szechuan flavor, right?
That would be good.
At the very end of the hall, it's just a wall. And you can see that these two mutated drows had knocked over these pillars and look like they're just pulverizing pieces of rock and just waiting here and calling out to Muriel. As if Muriel had done something to them.
Oh, I'm gonna go back invisible.
I believe I saw a path to the north.
Yeah,
Back
there's
this
a
way.
hallway down this way.
Do these things resemble the statue that's surrounded by darkness?
No, not really. Maybe, but way too big and similar. Maybe, yeah, similar. Not like exact though, from what you could tell. And did you want to take Moonbeam with your Scamp?
No, we can drop it. That's okay. I guess
good,
I'll
right?
I'll take it as much as I can, but it only lasts for a minute, so I assume it'll
Isn't it 10 minutes?
No, it's a minute.
Okay, then in that case, Moonbeam, sad face.
Spiritual would probably drop.
Oh.
Moonbeam waves goodbye, but says it's great. It's good to be back. As you guys move up to the north, let's take a 10-minute break.
Cool.
See you guys back soon.
See you soon, man.
Made quick work of those mutant drows. Good job. Could have been much worse.
You know what we want, Sam. Just give it to us.
Just give it to us, damn it. Do it.
Don't be chicken.
The thing deserves to die, and everyone's been planning it.
Yeah, any last minute thoughts?
I'm sorry again for moonbeaming you. I think your token is under the monster token.
Yeah, don't worry about it. I think, what did I take? 5 damage, and even then, like, I've with the Hero's Feast, I'm rocking 158.
Yeah, with the Hero's Feast, Darius capped the 3-digit mark.
Nice. Century Club.
I've got 95 with the temp hit points from Roland.
That's pretty solid.
I'm not
Sitting
gonna lie.
on 89.
One thing, like, while I really loved playing Nox, one thing I will not miss is the squishy feeling of, oh dear God, why do I need healing already?
Yeah, that big thing just came up on you, but no big deal.
Yeah,
Well-
man, you took it like a champ.
Yeah, I mean, that's you're gonna see. I don't know. I think Roland is gonna be much more cautious. I think.
Oh, see, Scamp's the opposite. Scamp's more willing to attack shit so that it doesn't hurt her friends.
Well, I say more cautious because the thing is that Roland went down first in that fight against Muriel the first time. Went down very quickly.
Well, he also like he had a hard on for you.
I think he critted you, and he did come right for you. Like, he knew that was our vulnerable.
Yeah, well, I think it's because I made him waste a legendary resistance.
Yeah, and he's not stupid. He used to be an adventurer before he carved himself up.
He's one of Hallister's apprentices.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, take out the heals. That's gonna be a good tactic.
If Scamp ever dies, the next character I want to make is a warlock.
Do you love me and my warlocks?
Warlocks are fun.
I've never played one before. It's like
I've
one of the
played-
only casters I haven't played.
See, I don't play druids very often. I think I've played in all of my 8+ years of playing. I've played one druid.
This is, I think,
Warlocks
the
though.
second
I've
druid.
played like 5 warlocks, 6 warlocks.
I've played a warlock once, and I played him more like a martial character than I did a spellcaster. Really, for spellcasters, I've only played 2 spellcasters for any significant length of time. Roland being one of them, and the other one is a spore druid in a different game. We hit level 9 not long ago. So playing a druid is really fun. Especially a spore druid. It's just like a druid necromancer, sort of.
Nice.
Neato.
I played obviously played Nox, but I played a illusion wizard up to 16 actually, which was a lot of fun by the end of it.
Where's the when is the when do you get the feature where you can make illusion? I think that's like what 17th level or something.
Yeah, it's like 17th or whatever.
Man, you're,
But they
you're
can't.
just
they can't,
away from it.
Yeah, it like so many of those high level stuff, like you need very specialized, dedicated games for. I was a illusion wizard through basically like I had a friend of mine who wanted to run a modded version of the Horde of the Dragon Queen campaign. So I played an illusion wizard in that, and we got all to level 16, got all the way to the end, and I was like, "Come on, just give me one extra level. Come on, man!" It just never happened. It was a good fun. It was to be fair, like playing a 16th level wizard in an indie campaign, you start to go like, "Hey, watch me! I am fucking God!" So it was kind of cool. I completely abused the whole rogue trick sniper motif.
Oh,
Basically,
yeah.
I'd pop my head out, throw a spell, and then like duck back into the rogue trick. Be like, haha, you can't touch this.
That's neat. I
It's
never thought
kind
of
of
that.
like Jim Dark Magic from Acquisitions Incorporated.
Oh, it's entirely that. Well, no, like rogue trick is a really underrated spell. Like realistically, if you actually read the wording, you basically create a pocket dimension in space that anyone can get into if you allow them, and you can literally hang out of it about half a foot and just throw it, distance spells. Yeah, cool. Like me and the warlock that was in our party would sit in there with me. We would literally get high. We had this running joke where we're like smoking like pipes and just like
And just
getting really
ducking,
high.
yeah, and then just ducking out. I love the image of it too, of like, just like you only see like the arm and the head stick out.
Yeah, basically, it's like hanging out of a tree fort, going like, "Hey, by the way, I'm going to cast Fireball. Hey, Eldritch Blast. Oh, by the way, let me go. You know what? I'm going to throw up a Synaptic Static. Boom!
And then like popping
Motherfucker.
back up and being like, "Dude, yeah, how'd it go? Yeah, I threw the fireball. It incinerated all 6." That'd be awesome. I love it. Is it concentration to keep it up?
No, that's the best part. You throw it up and you're just there. It's just, it's kind of like if used properly, it's a completely abusive spell. Like you could abuse the fuck out of it. I played in it. So one of the campaigns I played in, we had a wizard for the Tomb of Annihilation game, and that's all he would do. He would throw up road trick. That was the first thing he did every encounter. Throw a rope trick, climb up the rope, turn around, and then he would just snipe out of the rope trick because you can't hit anything in rope trick. Like they are basically untouchable.
I mean, you could, but I mean, there's also, I mean, as a DM, I mean, you can counter that fairly easily. I mean, you just let enemies wait until they, hold actions until somebody pops out, then pop them with a fireball, or pull the rope away and then like run. Things like that.
Yeah, true, but it is kind of funny because like so many like the few DMs I've played with, and even Seb didn't even really think about this. There's too many other characters doing other things that one person is just an annoyance at that point. You just kind of forget about them. They just happen to be an annoyance. They can do a lot of damage.
Yeah, I mean, it's it's written for a class that's typically pretty squishy, so.
Oh, it's
I don't
entirely.
I don't think it's out of whack really. Like, and a second
like,
level spell slot per encounter. That's.
I will say this: it's entirely like a coward's fight methodology. Like it's like a no. I don't actually want to be here, but I'm here, so I'm just gonna deal with it.
Yeah, well, whatever keeps the wizard alive, because that shit's.
How you guys doing?
But
What spell are you talking about?
rope trick.
Like being able to cast, like hang out up there during combat and pop out and attack.
Or if somebody, well, I guess if somebody dispelled it, if you're 60, if you went the whole rope, that would suck.
Or the creature just goes into the rope trick with them, chills out there with the wizard, starts attacking the wizard.
Playing dragon chess.
Other creatures can still go in it as well. Doesn't necessarily mean you'll keep out hostiles, but yeah, it can be handy popping in and out. It's good if you need to hide from something.
Do you remember the when I was in the Tomb Annihilation game with he wasn't there for very long, but the Durgar wizard that was with us, he kept doing that.
Oh yeah, I think he was a not actually a Durgar. I think he was a Snurfneblin. No, I remember him.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Did they get int? Did they get int bonus?
His name was Umbar or something like that. Yeah, that campaign had there was I don't know, 15 deaths or something like that. It was just absolute the entire party got wiped at one stage. Anyway.
Nope.
Let's not talk about party wipes.
Made the whole campaign.
Alright, well, maybe he survived. But
inside your rope trick.
I got you now anyway. Alright, let's no, I'm joking. Alright. Well yeah. You're lucky if you can survive that whole campaign.
He's been trying to kill you since Tomb of Annihilation.
Alright, you guys move away from the ballroom, heading up into this 20-foot wide corridor that wends around back to the north, ending in another large set of drow doors.
Try to.
They swing straight open towards you. You open up these wide doors, and you see a familiar room. This is the floor that is made entirely of humanoid skulls that crunch underfoot.
Now, didn't he turn a bunch of bones into shambling mounds last time?
He did, yes.
Alright, so it's all difficult terrain. As you step through, with every step that you take, humanoid skulls that are yellow and brittle with age break underfoot as the skulls shift, and you can compress them down somewhat more.
Darius just holds his arms out and we've come full circle.
Yeah, he's just Darius doesn't really care too much about the skulls by the looks of it as he walks across. And yeah, this is the room where you'd found Scamp, where the 8 lifelike drow warrior statues are positioned around the room.
I look up at that statue. Is it still in the same place?
Yes, it doesn't seem to have moved.
I go over and say hello to Nox. Oh, hey, Nox. To the rocks.
He's being a bit cold and hard. I don't know. He's giving you a cold shoulder.
He's kind of stone-faced.
Yeah. He's...
Wow, guys.
Oh, puns.
Sorry.
I felt like there should have been a better...
Too much.
I felt like there should have been a better pun there, but there just wasn't. I couldn't think of anything.
That's what I was thinking. I heard you searching for it.
He's channeling his inner Rocky, okay?
Yeah, he's looking a bit...
Stonewalling Brew.
Alright, so... there's doors to the east here. Scamp has somehow managed to just create a 10-foot deep sinkhole in all of these bones.
I'll attempt to open the door.
Push open these gigantic doors once again. They sweep forward, parting dust to reveal a 20-foot wide hallway.
We need to start keeping an eye out for secret passages because I think most of this way is just one long hallway.
Um,
I'll keep a lookout.
this
Alright.
is the place where I heard the elf whisper to me the first
Yes,
time, I think.
and as you guys move through, Darius, Roland, Scamp, you all hear the same whisper in Elvish. Any of you three actually understand Elvish?
I do.
I think all three of us. Well,
I know Roland does because he's an elf, but the voice says, "This
They
way."
cast tongues.
Okay. Alright, yeah, it keeps on repeatedly whispering, "This way," and it seems to be coming from the south wall. And there's a secret door here, Scamp. You just notice it straight away.
I'll point it out.
I actually had to search. I searched the first time and I didn't find it.
So good to have you back.
So there's a 20-foot section of the wall here that is slightly discolored. Looks like a breakaway wall.
Oh, because it's 20 foot. That's why I didn't see it. I was looking for something small.
Yeah, so it was more like a secret wall rather than a secret door.
Yeah.
You want to open it up, Scamp?
Yeah, I'll point it out to the rest of the party. I don't typically
Scamp is just
open
flying
the
through
shit,
passes.
but
Alright, you go up to the wall brew and press on it. And the entire wall clicks. And it rises up a half an inch from the floor, creating a small gap. And then you can just lift it up like you're lifting open the garage door.
I'll do that.
It slides up on some sort of metal rollers. And inside there is a small, well, actually it's a pretty large room, really. It is a dead end though, dead end hallway. And there's a very large statue in this room. The statue is of a female drow. It's very big, 10 foot tall, so it's definitely not life size. She's a female drow. She has a bit of a scowl on her face, and she wears a priestess robe. A gown that seems to be comprised actually of spiders. And she's holding a scourge in her hand. And a voice issues forth from the statue. In Elvish. It's loud enough for everyone to hear, but of course if you don't speak Elvish, you've got no idea what it's saying at first. You've found me. You've found me at last. Oh. You've done well. You've done so very well, the voice says.
Who are you? So I'll see if it responds.
I'm sorry, but do you honestly believe that you have the right to speak to me? How dare you insult me in such fashion? I'll not speak to you, lowly male. Do you have any one of authority amongst you all? I cannot see you, but I can hear only your voices.
I'll say, who are you?
Ah, that's much better. Please, can you discipline your lackeys? They need to be taught proper respect. My name is Zirian. Zirian van Drie. Well,
Maybe.
what do you have to say for yourself? I have told you my name, Zirian Zandvandri. And who are you?
They call me Zasana.
Huh. That name sounds like a peasant's name. Pfft. But even lowly peasants can share the anguish that I bear. For I have lost a loved one. My heart yearns to be reunited with him, my precious Drunel. I think you better help me. At least then your life will have some purpose. It will give you meaning to help a great one like me. You can make something of yourself.
I'm always seeking purpose. How can we reunite you with your love?
You're wise. My soul is trapped within this prison, and only if I can be reunited with my Drunel can my spirit pass on, as I am cursed. And I have been banished. Do you know what it is to love one that you cannot obtain? For my lover was from a rival house. I have been punished by love, by my matron mother.
You're a regular Juliet to his Romeo.
I can take it to him. I feel him close, but far. If you place a hand on the statue, you'll be brung to him. Please, will you pass on a message for him? To him from me?
What message?
Tell him I want an apology.
Of course.
For what?
He'll know what I'm talking about. It is rude of you to pry into my personal affairs, peasant.
Well, we could just leave, you know.
Why would you do that? I have told you I am troubled, and you are the ones that can help me.
You're also very rude.
Rude? Your words mean nothing to me, lowly male. I do not care of your opinion.
You are being quite rude.
And? You vie? For this male? I see. You are not of my culture. You are not from the Underdark. Your accents, they are not elvish. Perhaps I can overlook this discrepancy if you'll carry out what I have asked of you.
There's something else to deal with first, but
Oh, please. It won't take you long.
Do you know where Mural is? Did I say that right?
Mural. Who's Mural?
The scorpion guy who's been killing drow.
Oh. I think I've met him. He is not worthy of my power. Upon placing his hand on me, he remained. My matron mother has disallowed him to be teleported in such fashion.
Who's your matron mother?
Perhaps you know her, perhaps you don't. I feel I have been trapped here for 10 of your lifetimes. Her name is Lonwilv, or Rinda. She is a powerful house in Menzelberanten. Place your hand on the statue. You'll be brung before my lover. Then you can relay my message. It won't take long.
Master.
I'd rather keep looking for Mural and come back to this later.
I agree.
Don't go. Please. Order your males to do your bidding if you feel the task is not worthy of you.
Scamp will just roll her eyes and then walk out of the room.
Here's the thing. I don't think helping you is even worthy of the male's attention.
Ha! See? Not even worthy of ours. Yeah.
You foolish, insolent. She just starts calling out all sorts of profanities at you guys upon stepping out of the room.
Insulting people's definitely how you get them to help. Good luck.
I didn't see you rolling your eyes because I don't see.
Oh, I wouldn't go around touching strange statues anyway. I mean, not that I heard any of that.
Don't lie, Brew. If you had actually understood her, you would have entirely.
I'm half surprised you didn't just start touching the statue anyway.
I wonder where Muriel is.
This is getting tiresome.
I agree.
That's what he wants. He wants us to stay tight. He could be.
Alright, up ahead, you have the intersection quite close to the stairs that lead up to level 9. It's a dusty hallway to the east, and dozens of shattered mirrors covering the floor to the west.
Can you see any tracks here, Scamp?
Where's Pavel? Oh, no.
Touch the statue.
Are there any tracks around?
Make a survival check, Scamp. You're not seeing any tracks. It's very hard to find tracks on smooth stone surfaces, despite there being dust. There's a lot of strange swirling patterns on the floor, but you're not finding any actual tracks of creatures at all.
We're almost to the door up. We're almost to the way up. Why don't we go up there, make sure there's no secret passages or anything between here and there, and then we can go this way and do it that way.
Yes, this direction is where the floating cutlery is.
There's floating.
Sounds good.
Oh, yes, that was in that direction there. I believe it's maybe some sort of poltergeist situation. I'm not sure. There was a lot of plates and forks and knives and the like flying around, and well,
I have
generally just floating. Not malevolent in any way that we could tell.
Darius looks left and right, and then down this like T hallway for a second, and just looks really like stern. Kneels down, places a hand on the floor, mutters something under his breath, and he's gonna cast Locate Creature.
Okay, yeah, I suppose it's probably about time to cast it.
So glad you have that spell.
It has to be a creature that's familiar to you.
Is
Oh.
describe or name. I can describe him. They've told me what he looks like.
That's familiar to you, which implies that you've at least met or seen the creature once. So as long as it even actually says that, so as long as you've seen a creature up close within 30 feet at least once. If the creature you described or named is in a different form, like polymorph, it doesn't locate it, yeah, you'd have to at least, at the very, very least, encountered Muriel.
Does Roland have the ability to do minor illusion?
It
I
doesn't
do, but I
matter
don't think that-
if you
I don't
look
think
at
that
a...
counts.
Yeah, it's a creature that's familiar to you. Creature that you've seen
like, minor
before.
illusion doesn't like bypass that.
No, it doesn't matter if you're looking at illusion, a drawing. It's not familiar.
Well, fuck.
Oh, guess we're still wandering aimlessly. Let's go.
Well, I liked your idea, Ran, of like starting at ground zero, sweeping forward from there, knowing that we've covered everything, and then search.
Yeah, we have people with super sniffers, as it were. No.
True. Yeah, good point.
Alright, so moving down this hallway, there are shattered mirrors everywhere. Rectangular stone frames sculpted to look like they had once held mirrors but now stand empty. And there's just shards of scattered mirror all over the floor. And there's a set of stairs that lead up to Dweemacore to the east. The ground kind of crunches as you see jagged shards of glass and mirror all over the floor, and as you move by, who's got a light source out? Brew.
Brew does.
You catch a reflection in the mirror, and it's like it's of you, but with like Hallister's beard and bushy eyebrows.
Hey, check this out, you guys.
So I'm just walking along the hall looking for secret doors, since that's what Dagger said to do.
Alright, make a perception check, Scamp. You move up and down the hall, looking around for secret doors. You don't see any secret doors.
I'm going to go behind her to make sure.
Alright, go for it, Ren.
That is a... Yep, 14.
You don't see any secret doors here.
Let's go check out this room over here, I suppose. And
I'm gonna be...
well, I
keeping
say this room. There's one room after this one. The dining area and then the kitchen area.
Let me go slow, trying to notice any secret doors I can notice.
You want to search in this hall?
Yeah.
Alright, make a perception check.
I'm gonna go old school on this bitch. Every 10 feet.
When you do a perception check, you like perceive everything in your field of vision, and then if you didn't see it the first time, you're not going to see it again. Alright, you take a very close look around, and you're not noticing any secrets in the vicinity you're in. This is the dilapidated dining hall, where there are a heap of 20-foot long tables carved from black stone stretching from west to east, and there are these cast iron chairs sculpted with webs and spider motifs. And surprisingly, this door is actually still open.
Did you guys check this room for secret doors before?
I can't remember if we did or not.
I don't think we.
Check the southern portion.
You can look Scamp. It's very dark, so you are at disadvantage.
So quick question, because I don't know how you do the perception rules. I literally can't get higher than my passive even if I roll a 20. So do you want me to still roll?
Yep.
Or
Because your passive perception is for things in your immediate vicinity, generally, or against stealth. Alright, you take a look around, Scamp, and you don't notice any secrets.
I might as well while I'm here too.
You don't notice anything either, Brew.
I'll check this side of the room.
Okay.
Well, it's a 14.
You don't see anything. Pavel, your pistol stops glowing at this stage.
It's been an hour. Damn.
It's been an hour of us like wandering around.
You feel the spell fade away, Roland.
I honestly don't know what to do. It's like the only places we haven't been is the drow side.
I'll have a peek up this.
yeah, I wanted to investigate as well.
I check up the chimney, and it's crumbled in. It climbs vertically for about 30 feet and then abruptly ends. And you scrutinize the fireplace very closely, and you don't see anything that stands out as a secret.
No.
Darius gets pissed and just like starts like throwing furniture around, like flipping chairs and like throwing stuff against the wall.
So again, as you've moved into this room as well, all of the kitchen's accoutrements have taken flight, slowly hovering up, knives, forks, and spoons and whatnot. And the objects are just slowly floating around, sometimes colliding and bouncing off of each other, even bouncing off the ceiling and the floor.
Right.
Gone down the well.
There it is. How did you get here?
So, yeah, there's just a 12-foot diameter open well here, and you can hear the gentle roar of a stream below, but you can't see that far down. It's just darkness.
Did you just ask Darius how he got here?
Yes. Didn't you arrive at this level? You didn't go through the entire Undermountain.
Well, no, I called in a favor, was teleported to a safe haven, followed the trail of the dead long enough, and was abruptly met with some drow on this level, and saw it best as a solo adventurer to parlay rather than die.
Say, Pavel, could you bring your light cantrip?
Well, we've already checked that well.
Oh, we have? Okay.
It goes down quite a ways, but it ends in a swift-moving, what I would imagine is an underground river.
Oh, I remember that now, yeah.
The place is dilapidated and abandoned in exactly the same manner that you found it last time.
What if he did go back to the drow and he slaughtered all of them?
No, that would save us some work.
Right, you guys hear a loud voice now. Friends, family, subordinates, we have new allies that will dispose of the threat of Muiral for us. We may focus our efforts on combating our threat. We have many spies and intel. We have pushed forward and gained new ground on this day, and tonight we drink to Lo. Praise Lo. Voice coming from above.
Well, I guess at least they updated the PA.
I guess we probably won't surprise him.
Pavel apparently really likes the mirrors.
Are there any secret doors in the women?
Well, try the beard thing. It's a really cool effect. I can see why he'd be kept.
You're not noticing anything, Scamp, and also keep in mind, without any light source, everything is lightly obscured, so past perception checks that rely on sight are made at disadvantage.
When I first did it, Rue and Darius were in the room, but there was a PA going on.
Okay, he's still, there's no secret doors that you've detected, just old furnishings.
Maybe we can go back towards...
We are missing something.
We can go back towards, where those dead dwarves are. We know that Muriel haunts that place, at least occasionally, and maybe that is where the undead came from.
I found the undead tracks before, so maybe I can see where they came from if we can find the other side of the door we couldn't get through.
Didn't you say they went that way and then went back the other way?
It looked like they came in through the door we went through that we couldn't get back through, and then they went to the right and then went back to the left.
I move back into the room with the 8 petrified drow.
And
No,
the door's closed.
Storage in here.
Where's Pavel at?
He's with the mirrors. I think he fell asleep, maybe.
He could have. He seemed like he was like kind of tired.
Yeah, he said he's tired of walking around, so he's just going to sit down next to the wall and rest.
Because that's a smart thing to do.
Okay, so it's a very large room here. 8 petrified drow statues, instead of closed doors to the west.
Going to see if I can find secret doors.
Yeah, you can make a perception check.
14.
Take a look around, Ren, and I don't see any secrets on the walls anywhere. No more secret doors.
We know that this door was open the last time we came through here.
Well, while we took our break, he closed all the doors on us.
Where am I?
Hey, buddy! You're in the mirror hall. Come south, then east, and then keep going south, and then follow it around to the.
Seb, I think, just pulled him there.
Hey! Welcome back.
Hey.
We have no clue where to go.
Can I look around for undead tracks in this room?
Yep. You can spend 10 minutes to take a look for some tracks, Scamp. Make a survival check. It's all bare stone here, so it's actually very difficult to detect traps. And it actually seems very well traveled as well. It's like a high traffic area. And with an 18, that's enough to pick up. Actually going to give you advantage, Scamp, because there are several sets of tracks. That's enough to pick up a large movement of undead in similar numbers that you'd fought earlier, and they come from the east and they travel up into that area.
We need to track them back to where they came from.
Yeah.
I have a feeling they came from the bone pile room.
There is a problem as well, Scamp, is when you go up to the bone pile, you lose the tracks. You need to try and find them again, and that takes another 10 minutes.
Well, we have nothing else to do.
Well, I mean, we could open the store.
Well, yeah, we can open the door, but I think we need to see where the undead came from.
We just came from over there, though.
But we
That's true.
tracks or anything.
Did they just end at the bone pile, Scamp?
I have to look probably on the hallways at either end of the bone pile to pick them back up. I can't track them through the bones.
Yeah, the bones are just a big mixture of cracked bone now. You guys have trampled through there quite a few times. So, if there were tracks, they've been lost. You'd need to go to one of the far corridors and search around there instead.
I will do a survival check if I can, Seb. Can I?
There'd be no point. Scamp's just already located the tracks that have ended here. I mean, you could look at one of the other hallways.
Gotcha. Okay.
Do we
Should
keep
do
trying
that.
to follow the track back, or should we go the other direction? I'm not sure if there were pathways we missed in the other direction or not.
Possibly.
Well, but where did we kill them? To the east?
To the east. They came from this way, right?
They did, but we came up from south of this room after we killed them. And then we just came from over here, so I don't know. Like, we've kind of already been on the track that they would have followed if they came from either the south or the east.
So we should go west?
I, as a player, don't know what's west. I've only
Oh,
seen kind of what we've kind of seen.
So yeah, the tracks have traveled from the east in this direction. Like, the footsteps are facing this way. A large mixture of some kind of rotten footprints, scratchy skeleton tracks, and some just bare feet tracks of ghouls. So they're traveling to the west, and they seem to have obviously passed through this bone pile, but you've lost the tracks because of the nature of it.
My opinion is we try to find where the tracks start.
Well, in that case, you'd have two options. Search this hallway or this hallway. If you want to do that, Dagger. You can go over there and make a survival check. Take you 10 minutes. Because there's a large number of them, you have advantage.
Does anybody else have any other suggestions?
Yeah, I can check the other.
I'll come over here. I don't think I'm going to do well on it. I don't.
If we don't mind spending 20 minutes, I can always double check. But I'll check the south while she's checking the east.
Alright, Ren, you're not finding any tracks. It's bare stone. It's very difficult. You guys have come through here a couple of times.
This is where we killed him, isn't it?
Yeah, this is good.
And Scamp, you fail to pick up the tracks once more.
But it's also entirely possible if he raised bones from this area before that he also raised that army that followed us from here, and there aren't going to be any tracks on either side.
If he has the ability to raise bones from all of this, is it not presumable that his endless army could be coming from anywhere he has stacks of bones?
Great bones from here.
Well, it wasn't really skeletons that you'd fought. It was zombies and ghouls. Mainly. There was a couple of skeletons in there. You can't make zombies from bones.
We all here?
Yeah.
Try the door.
Okay. Alright, you can keep these tracks, Scamp, because you've already sort of found them, provided everyone doesn't walk all over them too much.
Try to
And
avoid it.
they just come around to the south. It's a big movement of undead.
I'm gonna see if there's anything.
I'll keep pointing them out to the party.
You don't see any secret doors as well, Ren. Your eyes are becoming quite tired from trying to scrutinize every little section of the wall as well.
I'm about ready to say, fuck Muriel, let's go kill the drow.
What's through this door over here?
You've got options.
I know we went through there.
This door leads towards the area with the dwarves, I believe.
Yeah. Let's.
Do you want to go check it?
Oh, this door's locked.
This
now.
is the door you came through, Darius. You remember now. This is where you arrived from level 1. It comes back to you.
And say fuck this entire thing.
We have the trail of the undead, and recall when you first picked it up, didn't it go down one hallway and then circle back to where we fought them? What if we check
yeah.
down there?
A door, and then back to the.
There and then back that way.
I'll try the door.
These doors don't budge.
Yeah, we couldn't open these doors.
You'd opened them before easily, and now there's something keeping them stuck.
Got to be somewhere up here. Got to be.
Well, I mean, correct me if I am wrong, but it seems like we've been everywhere we can go, aside from through that door. Unless that door's locked.
We can go up the chimney into the soot cavern.
Just
Maybe
hang out
he's-
there for-
That's
hang
his
out there
lair.
forever.
I will follow wherever you guys lead me.
Now we've got options, you know, of at least 3 paths. You could go through that mirror that apparently Darius took to get to level 1. You could go back and just say, fuck the drow and start killing him. And there's also the statue as well that offered to teleport you somewhere.
I'm gonna open the door. If it's not locked.
Yeah, it's not locked. It just swings straight open away from you.
I'll search this hallway for secret passages.
Okay. There doesn't seem to be anything discernible about this hallway. Looks like every other hallway, and you don't see any secret doors. So this is the room where the dwarf remains are. The oval mirror engraved with stone frame is against the northern wall. The wreckage everywhere, the small camp, and where you'd found this boar-headed helm. This is where you'd stumbled through Darius. You remember now.
I do remember coming through the mirror. Past that, nothing else in this area is very noteworthy as far as I remember.
The mirror is a mirror gate.
Yeah. It's a mirror gate. It has the image of a wizard pointing a wand worked into its stone frame.
Presumably Darius would know how to operate it. Because it would be the same on the other side, I think. At least it has been for all the other.
When Darius approached it, it just opened. He didn't do anything.
Maybe you have to point a wand at it. I've got a note that the level 1 gate that has the same engraving had a lady's voice that told us to turn back because we weren't prepared for the danger that lies ahead at the time.
Well, she was right.
Yeah.
Well, that's one lady's voice that isn't lying to us.
Yeah, we could go that way. We could go do the thing for the statue. We could go pay the drow a visit.
Do we reckon he's taken off then? Or is he just hiding?
Hiding somewhere. There's a reason he locked all these doors.
Did we check the other hallway where that statue with the
Yeah,
lady drow and the statue or something like that?
We've checked pretty much everywhere.
I could try dispelling the darkness that's surrounding that other statue that's morphine.
Open it.
Does not open. Still locked.
Do we have anything that would
Oh,
draw?
Jesus.
It doesn't even give not even an inch. Not even nothing. Just sprain your finger.
Is that the door that was supposed to open with blood?
no.
I will not do that.
Black, the sphere of darkness. I don't think we need to waste magic to dispel the darkness.
I will attempt to open this door with a crowbar.
I think you already tried, didn't you, Pavel?
I don't remember, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you already tried that door. And it ain't budging.
You sound like somebody just raised you from the dead, buddy.
Yeah, Pavel has turned into a zombie.
Long day.
You move across here. Again, all the bones and the skulls crunch underfoot. You shift through them. They create smaller sinkholes and whatnot, and just wading through like crushed bone dust, mainly at this stage.
Darius waves over Ren.
Alright, when you guys come back, the statue has something to say. Huh! Oh, so you're back now. You've returned. You've come to your senses, girl. Do you wish to do my bidding now? Like a good servant?
Darius waves Ren over for a second and whispers in her ear, ask her if she knows where Muriel is.
We did.
I asked her that.
No.
I am no one's servant, bitch.
Then why are you back?
Tell me, what happens when the statue explodes? Do you know?
You're not to do that. Then I won't be able to communicate my message to my lover.
Well, apparently, you don't really care too much about him. If you
No!
care about is him apologize.
If you do that, you'll ruin everything!
What will be your
Then I will be sent to the demon world pit. And I will be without my lover. If you're going to do that, make sure you destroy both statues. But you won't be able to relay my message to him if I am destroyed.
Is his statue on this level?
I'm not sure. I just know that he is near but far. And that by touching the statue, it'll be brung to him. Unwell told me. As a way to torture me.
Your message is only to tell him to apologize to you. What kind of message is that for someone you supposedly love?
It's complicated. You'll understand. There's no use procrastinating. Girl, just do it.
I'll touch the statue.
Alright, Ren,
Okay.
you immediately disappear.
Oh, well, I mean, we don't know.
Wait.
I mean,
Well, Ren, you find yourself in a different room. But no, you guys don't hear Ren talking anymore, and you don't hear her like moving, and you don't see her footprints trail through the dust, and you don't smell her perfume or whatnot.
Very mad at the statue for the way she was wanting to talk to someone she supposedly loved.
I'm gonna touch the statue as well.
Roland vanishes.
Yeah.
Scamp vanishes.
Over there by herself.
Yep, touching whatever the section.
Pavel's just like, I'll just fucking touch whatever you've got for me. Alright. So you guys find yourself in a mirror of the configuration of the room you were just in. And it's a dead end. There's no perceivable exits. And there is here a 10-foot tall statue of a very handsome male drow. He wears a webbed robe. His fists are clenched. And there are stone tears streaming down his face. And a voice calls out, a brooding voice calls out with a sense of morose. In Elvish. Who's there? Who is there?
Donna.
Those who were sent by your lover.
Oh, you were sent by
It's like,
Zillion. Oh, praise love. Does she have something to tell me? Is there a message? What is it?
I don't understand Elvish.
Did you hear me?
No, I didn't hear you.
She wants you to apologize.
Oh, it's really her that told you that?
Yes. She's
What
a
does
bit.
she think
Yeah,
you
roll
should
it again. She's a
apologize
bitch.
for?
Oh, please. Oh, it's just something silly. Please tell her. Tell her I'm truly sorry.
Yeah, we will. As I kind of push on this wall here, looking for the secret wall.
Alright, it clicks when you push on it, Roland.
Try to be stealthy.
And it just separates from the floor by about a quarter of an inch.
It's hard to be stealthy when there's a
Oh,
you're moving a
please.
10-foot wall.
Don't go! Tell her I'm sorry! I'm sorry, tell her, please.
Sure. Do you know where Muriel is?
I don't know. Please tell me that's not her new lover.
Oh no,
Oh,
no, not at all.
praise love.
Let me ask if I
Lars.
if I touch the statue that you're currently in, would I be teleported back to her side?
Yes, yes, you would.
Kind of feel the need to let a male tell her the message.
Please tell her I'm sorry. For we are separated by space, but our hearts are joined.
Don't really see what
I
you're
am
saying.
sorry. Tell her I am sorry.
Mm-hmm.
What are you sorry for?
She'll know. She'll know that I'm sorry. What it's about. You see the stony tears still streaming down his face. They don't actually move, but they carved into his face.
I think that probably I'll be able to pop there and then pop back.
Yes. Tell me what she says. Would you? I must know. My heart aches.
Sure,
You do
I'll
that.
tell.
I wanted to see what's on the other side of the store while you do that. You guys all stay.
I'm gonna just.
What if we
What-
solve their little like lovers conundrum thing and then the teleportation stops working and then you're stuck on the other side?
She'll probably have another message for him.
No. As long as the statue is intact, we are bound.
Do I have a do I have a sense of where, like, how far we may have traveled or anything like that?
No
Or-
idea. You could have traveled
Okay.
10 feet. You could have traveled 100 miles. But you do
Okay.
see that the architecture is the same, so you know you're still on level 10.
All right. Well, I can just pop right back. No worries. I'll touch it. I'll touch the statue.
Roland vanishes. Who's there?
I'm not very good at doing it, but Roland will try to like emulate a female voice.
Alright, make a performance check, Roland. Yeah, you do it. You hit those high notes.
Now, I can't do it myself, so I'm not gonna try.
No, do it. No, I'm joking.
He says he's very sorry.
Oh! He says he's sorry, is he? Tell him that I want him to promise that he'll never do it again. Tell him!
We are not playing radio.
Sure, alright, I'll slap the statue.
Oh, you're back! What did she say?
She says that you must promise to never do it again. Whatever.
Oh.
Well, while he's playing messenger, I'm going to sneak under this door.
Okay, we can take a break from this and go over to you, Ren. So we'll just hold that right there. Okay. Alright, Ren, make a stealth check. Alright, you quickly slip under the door. You come to a hallway, 20 feet wide, that winds around to the south. It's dark, and you move up to the edge of this hall, and you hear some quiet murmuring in Elvish, and you look around through the darkness, and you spot some large blue furred spiders, 3 of them, and 4 male drow standing guard out the front of doors. There's a little drow watch post here. 4 guards and 3 face spiders. The area is all obscured lightly by webs as well. Thin webs stream down from the ceiling to the floor. Okay. 2 guards are flanking each sets of double doors to the south and east.
I'll go back up until then.
Okay, you slip back, and while you're doing that, Ren, we'll go back over to Roland. Roland's quest. What did you say?
She said that you must promise to never do it again, whatever it is.
Whatever it is that she wants me to do, I will do it. I'll give my life for her. I cannot go on without her love. Tell her I promise. I promise I'll never do it again.
Let me know when I get back.
Slap the statue.
Alright, you guys just see Roland just like teleporting back and forth. You're back?
He said he promises.
Oh really? He said that, did he?
He did.
Oh. Well. He promised me.
He'll do whatever it takes.
He said he'll do whatever it takes. Well, you tell him. He's got a lot to learn. Tell him. Go on.
Oh, that's the whole message. Oh, all right.
Before Roland says anything.
Ren, you're not in the room. You're
you're
scout. Yeah, yet. You're doing your thing, and he's doing his thing at the same time. So Roland, the brooding voice says, "So, she forgives me then?"
She said that you have a lot to learn. Can you explain what all this is about?
I do. I know I have a lot to learn. You see...
Stick up for yourself, man.
It's not that simple. We are from rival drow houses. Her house is much more powerful than mine, and we cannot be accepted by society to live together and be together. We are frowned upon, so we hid away in some of the tunnels of the Underdark. We carved out a new home for ourselves where we would meet in secret. We built the walls from Zerkwood. We made our furniture from bone. And things were well. But it's just the dishes. I'm just so lazy, and I kept leaving dirty dishes in the sink, and she just wouldn't forgive me. Please tell her I'll do all the dishes and all the housework, all the chores. It'll never happen again. I'll take the garbage out every 10 days.
I think I hate you both, and I'll touch the statue.
So?
Yes, embrace your drow hatred. I will corrupt all of you.
He said he'll be your little bitch boy every day.
Good. Very well. I'll accept that.
Good.
Now, we must destroy both statues simultaneously, so we can be together once more. Close together.
That might be a tall order.
I've just told you to do that.
Well, I just told you that it's going to be a little difficult.
It's simple. Teleport back, tell one of your friends to smash the statue. You come back and you smash this one, and then we'll be united once more.
Well, then I will not have a way to get back myself. I don't think I'm going to do that.
That
Maybe
doesn't
later.
matter. You'll find your way back to your friends. I
I
am
touched the
stuck.
statue before she finished her sentence.
Okay, you just teleport straight back over. And it doesn't appear that she has any way to stop you from teleporting. As soon as you touch the statue, you teleport. So, you told her?
Well, yes, I did.
And?
Well, now she wants me to destroy both statues. But...
And will you?
Maybe later.
No! Not later now, please! And he just starts wailing.
Wow. Did not know. What? Okay, I don't see what you see in her, and I don't see what she sees in you, to be honest. Awful. Both of you are awful. And I'll just wait for...
Tell her I love her. Yeah, Ren's back at this stage.
Yeah, I was about to say, I'm not gonna go back. I'm done.
Are you done playing with the statues?
For now.
Okay. There's drow and some blue spiders down that way. So
Alright.
this leads back to drow territory.
Oh.
So you can either play with the drow or comb every square inch of the previous area again.
Or if you could deliver my message of love.
Yeah, shut the fuck up.
Oh, I thought you would like being talked to like that, honestly. Honestly,
I'd have to
could
whip
go
him
either
while I
way
talked to
about
him
it.
like that for him to like it.
I'm up for either or at this point. I really think that if we were going to find Muriel, we would have found him while we were over there. I believe he is hiding from us. So, if he wants to remain hidden, I imagine it will be very difficult for us to find him. We could always go back up to level 1 and go back up topside and spend a few days in the sun. Haven't done that in a while.
I really don't care.
I'd like to, while we have the Hero's Feast, continue looking for Muriel. But if the drow sent you guys to kill him, he's probably not with the drow. However, if the drow killed Brew, I kind of don't have a problem killing them.
Well, I mean, he's probably... Well, I mean, if the PA system is telling him that, you know, that we're coming for him, obviously he'll have time to move around, so we can't find him, but... I'm not sure. Darius, what is your opinion? Stony silence, alright. That's good chap. I can pat him on the shoulder.
He falls over.
Oh my.
Brian, you there?
We got another sleeper.
Maybe we'll call it for tonight, and you guys can come up with a plan. So decide what to do next week.
Alright.
All right.
Yeah, I think we got 2 people asleep, so.
All right. Thank you, Seb. Thanks, you guys.
Thanks, guys. Have a think about what you want to do. Formulate a plan for next week. You can use the Discord chat, and then we'll come in next week and see where you guys go. Obviously, no sign of Mural, so you may have to explore other options, but sometimes that's just the way it goes.
Hey, Brian's
No.
back, apparently.
Annoyed.
Alright, guys. Thanks very
Thanks.
much. Good night. I'll see you next week.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.
See ya.
Bye, everyone. Bye-bye. Everyone got stuck this week. Next week, they'll do something.